Hello, we are here with the one and only Miss Angela La Muse, who recently performed at Winnipeg's first International Burlesque Festival. So, how was your performance?
I think it went well. It was a great festival. Everyone, I think, did an amazing job. I wasn't able to see everyone, but what I did see backstage was really beautiful and inspiring, and everybody brought their game, and the audience was really fabulous as well.
And the videos I saw a little bit of everyone. So I got to see Miss Lucy Vanderstein. I saw your performances. I saw some of the other ladies' performances, and it's just beautiful. I'm so glad Winnipeg is embracing this culture. So how does one prepare for a festival like this?
Well, I guess you want to bring your A game, obviously. So I picked my best and most glamorous, sparkliest acts because that's what I wanted to present. And just rehearse, make sure your costume is, taken care of, doesn't need any repair. And really, like, my suitcase is pretty much just all costumes and burlesque stuff, and my carry-on is like my muggle clothes. So I can't really...
Burlesque performer, mug, and then your muggle.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so cute.
I've been wearing the same thing for like 3 days.
Well, you look fabulous, I might say. And your hair is on point, so.
Thank you.
Or what do the kids say nowadays? Your hair's lit? Right?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I'm an old soul. I don't know.
So then I would like to ask you about your training. What it's taken you to get here. So what, can you tell our fans what your background is? Are you a dancer? Are you a singer? Are you an actor?
I have a background in theater.
Okay.
I do have a little bit of singing training from like many, many years ago. And I'm actually quite shy singing in public. Like, I take off my clothes way better than I do singing in public. But I do incorporate singing into my burlesque acts sometimes, and I'm actually in Miami preparing to have a little jam session with a band that I just sat down and we had some talks with, and maybe we're gonna work on a cool little burlesque variety live music show. And I'm kind of really excited to flex my singing muscles again.
I could see it just like, I can totally see you doing that. That's going to be so saucy.
I'm really inspired by Peggy Lee, and I'm really inspired and influenced by like old films like Marilyn Monroe and Ladies of the Course, like every baby needs a daddy. Like, not a lot of people know that song, but that's like one of my favorite songs that she sings. And I would love to do a burlesque version of that. Also, Rita Hayworth and Gilda, put the blame on me. So I'm really inspired and influenced by that kind of stuff.
That's so beautiful. So I've heard and read your performances be described as sexy and cute. So how do you find that balance?
I think it's just my style. It's just like my personal style, and everybody's different. Every burlesque performer kind of like has their own unique style, and I really am drawn to like the old burlesque queens, like the ones who are very famous in like the 30s to 50s, and there's always something kind of like cute, and they don't really take themselves too seriously 100% of the time, so there's always a little bit of an air of whimsy, a little bit of cuteness, and I just seem to look like a 1950s commercial girl. Like, I look like I should be holding a bottle of Coca-Cola all the time, so it's just what works for me.
Yeah. Today you're leaving us here in Winnipeg and you're heading off to sunny Miami. So how is it living there full-time now, permanently.
It's pretty amazing. Well, my husband's there, and I love him to death. So just being with him is really wonderful. And it's been 2 years now, so I'm like kind of fully welcomed into the burlesque community there, and I have my Sparkle tribe there, as we like to call it.
Nice.
And I'm still finding my way. Like, it's Miami, you can't just like dive in there. Yeah, it's a process. It's like a little bit of a social game. So
then how is performing out there? How are the crowds different from here, or the venues different?
So we were talking about this earlier. I do feel like the Miami audience, I don't think it's the American audience, because when I performed in New York, it was very much like Winnipeg.
Yeah, very receptive, and they loved it.
Yeah. In Miami, the fan base, like, usually I have personally found that the majority of burlesque fans are female based, and the females tend to always outweigh the males, and they're like much louder and crazier than the guys.
Yeah.
In Miami it's a little bit different. There's I don't know, it's kind of weird. I've never let's just say since moving to Miami, I have never performed in a show where I'm like giving love to the audience, and I'm getting a little bit of shade from this girl. Like, she's just got her arms crossed and she's glaring at me, and I'm just trying to make her smile. And so like, that's new. That's a different experience. In Winnipeg, the women are so wonderful and beautiful and just open to each other, and they're really down for connecting with the experience.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a harder sell in Miami, but the quality of the performers out there is amazing. Like, they're very kind of like Las Vegas showgirl style. So
So no holds bar.
What do you mean?
Like, they come, it's full costume, they've got the routine,
Like,
they've got the attitude.
Full glamour. Like,
Oh,
I've
wow.
definitely had to up my game in the costume department.
Really?
Yeah, like, I wasn't sparkly enough when I first got there, and that's what I was told. You need to buy more crystals, like, beautiful costume, but you need to sparkle that a little bit more. You're not going to get booked, and
Just straight up.
Yeah, they're super straight up over there, but you know what, they're my Sparkle tribe, and I appreciate it. I like brutal honesty, so.
But now you're one of them.
I am.
Now you're one of them.
And I've learned a lot from them too, so I quite enjoy the full-on sparkle glamour now. I'm obsessed with crystals. We call it burlesque crack. So
Crystals, that's what it is.
The like, well, there's like different types of crystals. So you have like Swarovski, which is the highest end, and the most expensive, of course. You have Pracocia, which is kind of like slightly lower quality, but very sparkly, and also expensive, but not as expensive as Swarovski. And then you have like DMC crystal rhinestones. So like we have conversations about this, like, oh, is that the DMC amber? Like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Like, let's compare it to the,
That's so cute.
Yeah, and there have been occasions where, well, there's one girl and she's like our sparkle crack dealer. She's this burlesque performer.
I got all these sparkles.
Yeah, so sometimes like after shows, after we've like counted our tips, we're literally like on a floor in the bathroom with like packs of rhinestones, like looking at them like, oh yeah, look at that sparkle, like.
It's then like some sparkle more than other?
Okay, are we gonna get into like, some colors sparkle better than others. The darker the color you go, it kind of dulls the sparkle a little bit. So yeah, just things like that. Nerd craft stuff.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So then what's next? Where are you off to after this? I know you're headed home, but do you have any shows lined up?
Yeah, I'm heading back to Miami. I'm going to be doing Aurora Natrix's show at Bar Stash 1920s Drinking Den in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in November. And she's amazing. Like, she's definitely like one of the head costumers in Florida. I've learned so much from her. We have a lot of stitchin' bitches where we get together and just drink wine and like work on our costumes together and learn from each other. So yeah, that's a really cool thing. and she's really into like the classic, which is what I really like as well. So this particular show in November is going to be about like the Prohibition era and that kind of, yeah.
Very, very nice. So less sparkles or same amount of sparkles?
Oh no, always the sparkles.
Always sparkles, okay, always sparkles.
Yeah.
So there's never too many sparkles?
There is never too many sparkles.
That's
yeah.
fabulous. So, for all of our fans out there who want to keep up with what you're doing and see all your photos and watch your videos, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Angela La Muse on pretty much any social media network, and also angelalamuse.com.
Very good. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing what you have to bring.
Thank you for having me.